Hello dear students, welcome to my channel VR Nandakumar. ನೋಡಿ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವುದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇದು ಮೇಜರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಫುಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ನಿಮ್ದೇನಿದೆ ಅದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ 100% 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಫುಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಫುಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ 70ಗೆ 35 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಅದು ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಓದ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಎರಡು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ನಾನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಕೊನೆವರೆಗೂ ನೋಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇವಾಗ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶಾಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಗೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೆದ್ರು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ, ಆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೀವು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಈಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Mention any 3 properties of electric charge. Mention 3 properties of electric charge. So electric charge ಅಲ್ಲಿ 3 fundamental basic properties ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಷ್ಟೇ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, the first one is the charge is additive. Charge is additive. And second one, charge is conserved. Charge is conserved. Third one, charge is quantized. Charge is quantized. ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ನಿಮಗೆ 3ಗೆ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಡಿಟಿವ್, ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಸ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವ್ಡ್, ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟೈಸ್ಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಗೋ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ನೀವು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನೋಡಿ. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೂಲಂಬ್ಸ್ ಲಾ ಇನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಸ್ಟಾಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೂಲಂಬ್ಸ್ ಲಾ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. The magnitude magnitude of force of attraction, magnitude of force of attraction, magnitude of force of attraction or repulsion, force of attraction or repulsion between 2-point charges, between 2-point charges at rest is directly proportional to, is directly proportional to product of magnitude of magnitude of 2-point charges, product of magnitude of 2-point charges, and inversely proportional to, and inversely proportional to square of distance between them, square of distance between them. So this is a statement of Coulomb's inverse square law. ನೋಡಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇದೆ. Okay, now let us consider here the 2-point charges. Point charges means charges whose size is very small with respect to their separation. Charges whose size is very small with respect to their separation. Q1, Q2 are the point charges. Q1, Q2 are the point charges, and the separation between 2-point charges. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ R ಅಂತ choose ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. Okay, R is the separation. A is the location of Q1, B is the location of Q2. So ನೋಡಿ formula very simple. F is proportional to Q1 Q2 divided by R square. F is equal to the explanation ಆಗುತ್ತೆ K Q1 Q2 divided by R square. So in SI system, the value of K is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. So F is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 2 terms ನೀವು explain ಮಾಡಿ better. So where Q1 Q2 are point charges, R is separation, between 2-point charges, separation between 2-point charges. ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ 3 ಗೆ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಟ್? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Mention any 3 or 5 properties of electric field. So 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು, ಇವನ್ 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ನಾನೀಗ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬಹುದು ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ನಂಬರ್ 1, electric field lines never intersect. Very simple point. Electric field lines never intersect with each other. Okay, electric field lines never intersect with each other. But then electric field lines directed away from positive point charge directed away from positive point charge. Positive point charge. Okay. Next. Electric field lines. Electric field lines directed towards electric field lines directed towards negative point charge. Electric field lines directed towards negative point charge, directed away from positive point charge, directed towards negative point charge. Okay. And then electric field lines never be never be closed loops. Never be closed loops. Okay. And then electric field lines are closer. Just a very simple property. Electric field lines are closer, which means electric field strength, electric field strength is stronger. Electric field strength is stronger. Okay. 35 properties ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. An electric field lines is spread out. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ just quite opposite ಅಷ್ಟೇ. One point extra ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. Okay. Electric field lines are spread out. So, which means electric field strength is weaker, right? So ಇಷ್ಟು properties, very simple properties ಈಗ ನಾನು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮರ್ತೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ. This is compulsory question, very important. Next one. Deduce an expression for electric field intensity at a point due to isolated positive point charge. Okay. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ think ಮಾಡಿ. First here, let us consider three axes: x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. An isolated positive point charge plus q is located at origin. The location is 0, 0, 0. Andre plus q charge along x-axis 0 irutte, y-axis 0, z-axis 0. That means plus q is located at origin. X-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So plus q charge surrounding ella electric field irutte. So electric field estiде anta now calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, right? Let us consider an observation point. The observation point P anta choose ಮಾಡಿ. P is the observation point. Okay, at which we have to calculate electric field. Our point at the electric intensity estiದೆ due to isolated positive point charge adana find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So unit positive test charge plus q naught is placed at the observation point P. So due to plus q, the plus q naught ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? So that is very important. Due to plus q naught will experiences repulsive force. Okay. This is the direction of force acting on plus q naught due to plus q. So even direction of electric field is also same. Direction of electric field, direction of force, same. And now let us consider the distance from observation point to point charge. Observation point to point charge distance r ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಡೆರಿವೇಶನ್. ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕೂಲಂಬ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಲಾ, according to Coulomb's inverse square law, Coulomb's inverse square law, the force acting on, according to Coulomb's inverse square law, the force acting on plus Q naught due to plus Q, force acting on plus Q naught due to plus Q. In F vector is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught divided by separation is R square, direction is R cap. So where R cap is the unit vector, R cap is unit vector directed along OP. Okay, right? So but we want electric intensity, right? Electric intensity at P. ಈಗ ನಾವು definition use ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Definition is E vector is equal to F vector divided by Q naught. E vector is equal to F vector divided by Q naught. ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಂಪಲ್. E vector is equal to F vector ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught divided by R square whole divided by Q naught ಬರುತ್ತೆ, right? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ Q naught cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, and finally we will get expression E vector is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square into R cap, R square into R cap. So this is the expression for electric intensity. Electric intensity at a point due to isolated positive point charge. E vector is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square into R cap. So the magnitude of electric field is E. So E is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. So this is magnitude of electric field. So this is 3 mark, a very important derivation. Okay. Next question. Derive an expression for torque acting on electric dipole placed in uniform electric field. Placed in uniform electric field. Okay, first here let us consider the uniform electric field. Uniform electric field. The electric field lines are straight, parallel. Electric field lines are straight, parallel, and equidistant. So that is uniform electric field. Now let us consider an electric dipole. Electric dipole having pair of equal and opposite charges. Pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a small vector distance. Pair of equal and opposite charges separated by small vector distance. The line joining the two charges is called dipole axis. The line joining the two charges is called dipole axis. The direction of dipole axis, direction of dipole moment, both are same. That is from negative charge to positive charge. Let us consider here theta is the angle made by dipole moment vector and direction of electric field. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಡೈಪೋಲ್ ನ ನಾವು ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಈಚ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್, force acting on minus q due to electric field. So location A and the choose location B and the choose, right? So FA vector is equal to minus q into E vector. The force acting on plus q at B due to electric field. So other value in the FB vector is equal to plus q into E vector. E is equal to F by Q, F is equal to QE. So this is force acting on plus Q at B due to electric field, and this is force acting on minus Q at A due to electric field. So the negative sign significance ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ FA vector E vector ಗೆ just quite opposite ಇದೆ ಅಂತ meaning. Okay. So ಈಗ ನಾವು perpendicular distance between two forces. Perpendicular distance between two forces. Find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, right? OB is the perpendicular distance. The angle theta ಆದರೆ ಇದು ಕೂಡ angle theta ಆಗುತ್ತೆ because these two are corresponding angles. The diagram ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ find out ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. In the triangle AOB, ನೋಡಿ sin theta ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Sin theta ಅಂದ್ರೆ perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. The angle theta, OB is perpendicular, AB is hypotenuse. So ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? OB divided by hypotenuse AB ಅಂದ್ರೆ dipole length, that is 2A. So OB is equal to 2A sin theta. So this is the perpendicular distance between two forces. So ಈಗ ನಾವು first step ಅಲ್ಲಿ very simple, the force acting on plus Q at B, force acting on plus Q at B, so that is FB vector is equal to plus QE vector. So FB, the magnitude of force under just QE ಅಂತ mention ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. And then force acting on minus Q at A, force acting on minus Q at A, so that is FA vector is equal to minus Q into E vector ಬರುತ್ತೆ. And FA is equal to QE. And what is the net force acting? Net force on electric dipole. So the number of times exam even 1 mark ಕೂಡ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, net force acting on electric dipole. So net force in ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ FA minus FB or FB minus FA. So that is QE minus QE. Correct? QE minus QE cancel agbitte ಬರುತ್ತೆ 0. Net force acting on electric dipole in the presence of uniform electric field is 0. So and then finally ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು torque calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Torque ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ magnitude of one of the force. Magnitude of one of the force into perpendicular distance between two forces. So magnitude of one of the force, torque symbol tau ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Magnitude of one of the force is QE. Perpendicular distance between two forces ಏನಿದೆ that is 2A sin theta. 2A sin theta ಬರುತ್ತೆ, right? But Q into 2A. Q into 2A, what is that? That is electric dipole moment. Where tau is equal to PE sin theta. Tau is equal to PE sin theta. So this is the expression for torque acting on electric dipole in the presence of uniform electric field. So istu ನೀವು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. So in vector form ಅಂದ್ರೆ suppose ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ in vector form in ಬರುತ್ತೆ tau vector is equal to P vector cross E vector. Okay, that's all. So ಇಷ್ಟು ನೀವು according to scheme of valuation ಬರೋದೇ ಸಾಕು. Complete ನಿಮಗೆ 3 ಗೆ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. Next 5 mark very important derivations discuss ಮಾಡೋಣ. 5 mark ಅಲ್ಲಿ so very important derivations. So ನೋಡಿ first here let us consider an electric dipole. What is the meaning of electric dipole? Electric dipole means pair of equal and opposite charges. Pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a small vector. Separated by small vector distance. The line joining the two charges is called dipole axis. So dipole axis, direction of dipole moment, same irutte. That is from negative charge to positive charge. But A is the location of minus Q. P is the location of plus Q. O is the center of the electric dipole. What is the meaning of O? O is the center of electric dipole. A line passing through the dipole axis. That is called the axial line. What is the meaning of axial line? Right? So that is a line. So that line is passing through the dipole axis. But this is axial line. Now let us consider on the observation point now choose ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, that is P. Okay. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ distances ನಾವು correct ಆಗಿ mark ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. That is very simple. Distance from P to O ನಾವು R ಅಂತ choose ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ distance from P to A, P to B distance 7 ಅಂತ ನಾವು mark ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. That is very important. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು dotted line ಈಗ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ P to O ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ O to P. ಸೊ ಇದರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ನಾನು R ಅಂತ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. R is the distance from O to P, center of electric dipole to observation point. Okay. But the distance from what is B to P? B in the P gate distance now correct again mark ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So that is R minus A. O in the P gate distance R ಇರುತ್ತೆ, O in the P gate distance A ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So B in the P gate distance R minus A ಬರುತ್ತೆ. And the distance from A to P, that is R plus A. OA is A, OP is R. So A in the P gate distance R plus A ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Now a unit positive test charge plus Q naught is placed at observation point P due to plus Q at B, plus Q naught will experiences repulsive force. Due to plus Q naught will experiences repulsive force. This arrow mark is very important. And what is this? Andre, this is EB vector. Due to minus Q plus Q naught ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Due to minus Q plus Q naught will experiences attractive force. Due to minus Q plus Q naught will experiences attractive force. And what is this? This is EA vector. It is directed along PO. EB vector along OP ಬರುತ್ತೆ, EA vector along PO ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಡೆರಿವೇಶನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಲೆಟ್ us consider P. P is equal to Q dot to A. So this is electric dipole moment. What is that? Electric dipole moment. First step ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು electric intensity at T due to plus Q at T ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್, EB vector is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by a distance r minus a ಇದೆ, r minus a whole square. ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ EB vector that is along ನೋಡಿ EB vector that is along OP ಸರಿನಾ. EB ಮೇಲೆ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಸೈನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So the magnitude of EB vector is EB is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. EB is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by r minus a whole square, and call this as equation number 1. Equation number 1. The next step ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು electric intensity at P due to minus Q at A. So calculate ಮಾಡೋಣ. Formula is electric intensity at a point due to isolated point charge E is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square. That is the formula. But ಇಲ್ಲಿ distance from observation point to point charge distance R plus A ಇದೆ. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. This is magnitude. ಮತ್ತೆ minus ಬರೆಯಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. The magnitude of the charge Q divided by ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ R plus A whole square ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ vector sign ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು direction mention ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Along which direction? So PO, along PO, P to O direction, EA vector. And EA is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R plus A whole square ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Now call this equation number 2. Just two equations compare ಮಾಡಿ, which one is greater ನೀವು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. From equations 1 and 2 we can conclude that EB ಏನಿದೆ that is actually more than EA. EB is more than EA ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So the magnitude of resultant electric intensity at T. The magnitude of resultant electric intensity at T. So this is electric intensity at a point on axial line. This is electric intensity at a point on axial line is equal to EB minus EA. EB minus EA. So E axial is equal to EB minus EA. EB ನೋಡಿ EA ನೋಡಿ. So ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught ಕಾಮನ್ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು. So ಕಾಮನ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ 1 divided by R minus A whole square minus 1 divided by R plus A whole square ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay. So ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is the LCM? So LCM is R minus A whole square, R plus A whole square. The LCM agada. LCM R minus A whole square into R plus A whole square. That is the LCM. R minus A whole square cancel agi R plus A whole square barate. R plus A whole square. Okay. Minus illi R minus A whole square barate. Now electric intensity at a point on the axial line is equal to, correct agi observe ಮಾಡಿ, Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R plus A whole square ಅಂದ್ರೆ R square plus A square plus 2 RA minus of direct ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು minus of R square plus A square minus 2 RA ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Minus is taken as inside the bracket. ಅವಾಗ minus R square minus A square minus into minus plus 2 RA ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, whole divided by. So ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು R minus A into R plus A, R minus A into R plus A ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು R square minus A square into r square minus a square ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Correct? R minus a into r plus a, r minus a into r plus a, r minus a into r plus a ಅಂದ್ರೆ r square minus a square. So ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ r square a square cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Now electric intensity at a point on the axial line is equal to q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 2RA plus 2RA in 2 times 2RA. Correct? 2RA 2 into 2RA. So divided by in r square minus a square whole square. Now ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ q 2a. Okay, q dot 2a ಅಂದ್ರೆ what is that? That is p, electric dipole moment. So 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught in ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಾವು 2 ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. q2a ಅಂದ್ರೆ p 2pr divided by r square minus a square whole square. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ for short electric dipole. For short electric dipole r is much greater compared to a, so a square is negligible. A square is negligible, right? Now electric intensity at a point on the axial line is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p r. ಇದನ್ನ ನೆಗ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. r square whole square ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ r power 4. ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ electric intensity at a point in the axial line 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p divided by r cube. So this is the expression for electric intensity at a point on the axial line. E is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p divided by r cube. So this is for short electric dipole. And this is first very, very important 5-mark derivation. Next derivation ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Derive an expression for electric field at a point on the equatorial line. There's a diagram ಅಲ್ಲಿ number of concepts ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. First here, let us consider an electric dipole. Let us consider electric dipole. What is the meaning of electric dipole? Electric dipole means pair of equal and opposite charges. Pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a small vector distance. It is directed from negative charge to positive charge. Now let us consider an equatorial line. Equatorial line means line passing through the center of the electric dipole and perpendicular to the dipole axis. So this is called the equatorial line. Equatorial line. And what is the meaning of equatorial plane? Equatorial plane andre it is very simple. A plane passing through the center of the electric dipole and perpendicular to the dipole axis. Plane passing through the center of the electric dipole and perpendicular to the dipole axis. So this is equatorial plane. This is equatorial plane and this is equatorial line, and O is the center of electric dipole. So now consider an observation point. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ತಗೋಣ ನೋಡಿ. P is the observation point. The distance from O to P, O ಇಂದ P ಗೆ distance ನಾವು R ಅಂತ choose ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So R is the distance from O to P. So a unit positive test charge plus Q naught is placed at observation point P. Observation point P ಹತ್ರ unit positive test charge plus Q naught ಇಟ್ರೆ due to plus Q, due to plus Q naught ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, plus Q naught will experiences repulsive force. Mark correct. This is EB vector. ಏನಿದು EB vector. Due to minus Q plus Q naught ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ due to minus Q plus Q naught will experiences attractive force. So ಇದು EA vector ಅಂತ ನಾವು choose ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. So what is this EA vector? This EA vector. ಈಗ EB vector ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಟೂ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಇವನ್ EB vector EA vector ಎರಡನ್ನು ಟೂ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Let us consider imaginary horizontal. Okay, now let us consider this angle as theta. This is also angle theta. The angle theta is nodi. Idu kuda angle theta agate because these two are corresponding angles, and idu kuda angle theta agate because these two are alternate angles. Iga nodi ಒಂದು imaginary rectangle ನಾನು choose ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. So ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು imaginary rectangle choose ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ so resolution vectors mention ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ EB vector two components ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. One component along PX ಅಂತ choose ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು component along PY ಅಂತ choose ಮಾಡೋದು. That is moving along PY. Okay, right. It's PY direction, PX direction. E component in bರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. This is angle theta, perpendicular ಇದು hypotenuse base component ಅಂದ್ರೆ EB cos theta ಬರುತ್ತೆ. The perpendicular component is EB sin theta ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Same as it is ಈಗ EA vector ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಟೂ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Let us consider an imaginary rectangle. Imaginary rectangle choose ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. Imaginary rectangle, right? The components ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. One component along PX ಬರುತ್ತೆ, horizontal component. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು component along PY dash ಬರುತ್ತೆ, component. So this is angle theta. This is perpendicular. ಏನಿದು hypotenuse base component ಅಂದ್ರೆ EA cos theta ಬರುತ್ತೆ. That is along PX. And ಇದು ಒಂದು EA sin theta. EA sin theta. That is along PY dash. PY dash. Actually, ಇಲ್ಲಿ components ಏನಿದೆ that is along PY. Components along PY and PY dash. Two components ಏನಿದೆ equal and opposite ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ components actually cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. EA sin theta component. A sin theta and AB sin theta. Both are equal and opposite. So the components actually cancel agate, right? So diagram alli so is to meet again you mention ಮಾಡಿರಬೇಕು and the distance from O in the B gate. O in the B gate distance from O to B. This is A and B to P, that is the root R square plus A square, root R square plus A square, and in the triangle OBP, cos theta is base divided by hypotenuse. Base is A, hypotenuse is R square plus A square power 1 by 2. First step only, now let us consider P is equal to Q dot 2A. So this is electric dipole moment, and electric intensity at P due to plus Q at B. And that is EB vector is equal to the 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by distance from B to P ಏನಿದೆ, that is the root R square plus A square. Distance from B to P is root R square plus A square whole square. Square root get cancels. This is along the vector sign is ever yav direction mention ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So that is along BT direction. And then electric intensity, okay, the magnitude of EB vector is just EB is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square plus A square, and call this as equation number 1. So after that, electric intensity, next time electric intensity at the point P due to minus Q due to minus Q at A. So that is EA vector. EA vector is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by root R square plus A square whole square, again square root cancel agate. So this is your direction along PA, P to A direction, correct? So EA is equal to same value 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square plus A square, and now call this equation number 2. So ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಟು ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ 1 and 2. So we can conclude that EA is equal to EB. EA is equal to EB agide andre EA sin theta, EB sin theta equal and opposite enagade, components will get cancelled. The components enagade cancel agide. EB sin theta and EA sin theta cancel agade. But EA cos theta, EB cos theta moving in the same direction. So adana ನಾವು add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So the resultant electric intensity at P. So this is electric intensity at a point on the equatorial line. So that is equal to very simple. A cos theta plus EB cos theta. So both are moving in the same direction. We can add ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. So EA is equal to EB ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 2 times EA cos theta ಆಗುತ್ತೆ because EA is equal to EB. EB ನ EA ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. So EA cos theta plus EA cos theta ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 2 times EA cos theta ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So ಇವಾಗ EA value and cos theta value ನಾವು substitute ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So 2 into EA ನೋಡಿ EA value ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. EA value so that is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square plus A square. And cos theta is cos theta, so that is A divided by R square plus A square power 1 by 2. So electric intensity at a point on the equatorial line is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q into 2A, that is P divided by R square plus A square power 1 and power 1 by 2. 1 plus 1 by 2 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So R square plus A square power 1 plus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. So for short electric dipole, short electric dipole, R is much greater compared to A square is negligible. Now the equation becomes electric intensity at a point on the equatorial line for short electric dipole 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P divided by R square power 3 by 2 square root cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So electric intensity at a point on the equatorial line 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P divided by RQ. So this is the expression for electric intensity at a point on equatorial line. And this is the second very important 5-mark derivation. Okay. Next question ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Obtain an expression for electric field at a point just outside a charged spherical shell. ಇಲ್ಲ uniformly charged thin spherical shell ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲ uniformly charged thin spherical conductor ಅಂತ exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Okay. The first here, let us consider uniformly charged thin spherical shell. This is charged thin spherical shell. Okay. So the surrounding on the Gaussian sphere ನಾನು choose ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. This is actually the Gaussian sphere. Imaginary Gaussian sphere. Okay. So center O ಅಂತ choose ಮಾಡೋಣ. Okay. Now the charge on the sphere is uniformly charged thin spherical shell. Suppose if the electrons are removed from the shell, what happens? The sphere gets positively charged, that will spreads over the entire surface. The diagram ಈ ತರನೇ ನೀವು ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So ಇದು uniformly charged thin spherical shell. ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಇದನ್ನ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೋಡಿ ಸ್ಫೆರಿಕಲ್ ಶೆಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ಲೆಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Now consider a small portion on Gaussian sphere. Let us consider here this is the radius of the thin spherical shell. Okay. Radius of thin spherical shell capital R ಅಂತ choose ಮಾಡೋಣ. So this small portion ds. Okay. So really now unit positive test charge ಇಟ್ರೆ due to positive charge ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ plus Q naught will experience repulsive force. So this is the direction of E vector. the observation point. ನಾನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ds. ಸೊ ds vector ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? That is the direction of normal and the imaginary perpendicular, and it is always directed outwards. Normal is imaginary perpendicular, it is always directed outwards. ds vector, e vector, ds vector, both are in the same direction, both are radially outwards. Along the radius outwards move ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Okay. First here, let us consider sigma, surface charge density, that is q divided by 4 pi r square. So this is surface charge density of the sphere. So ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ next ನಾವು find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು very simple derivation ಇದು. Small electric flux through ds, small electric flux through ds in bracket. So d phi e is equal to e vector dot ds vector, so flux is measured by taking the dot product of two vectors. D phi is small electric flux through ds. So e vector dot ds vector. So that is a mathematical expression. So d phi e vector dot ds vector and then e ds cos theta is the angle between e vector and ds vector. Both are moving in the same direction. And the e ds cos 0 is 1. D phi e is equal to e into ds. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? total electric flux through Gaussian sphere is integration apply ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Integration of d phi e is equal to ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Integration of e into ds. Integration of d phi is phi. ನೋಡಿ e is constant on Gaussian sphere, so e is taken as outside. Integration of ds ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So d phi e is equal to e is constant and ಹಾಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Integration of ds is s. Okay. Integration of d phi e ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? That is phi. Integration of d phi e ಅಂದ್ರೆ that is just phi. Phi is equal to e into s. Okay. So phi e is equal to e and the electric intensity at P due to charge on the sphere. Suppose plus q is the total charge on the sphere and the choose mana. This entire charge actually concentrate at its center. But the electric intensity ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. E into s ಅಂದ್ರೆ total surface area of the Gaussian sphere. That is 4 pi into small r square. Okay. S andre total surface area of the Gaussian sphere 4 pi small r square. So small r andre distance from ನೋಡಿ observation point in the center ge distance. The distance from O to P is r. Diagram ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ. Okay. P ಇಂದ O ಗೆ distance r. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? So phi is equal to e into s ಅಂದ್ರೆ total surface area of the Gaussian sphere. Sphere ಗೆ surface area 4 pi r square ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So ಈಗ ನಾವು Gauss's law ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. According to Gauss's law. According to Gauss's law, the total electric flux through any closed surface is equal to 1 over epsilon naught times the charge enclosed by the closed surface. Okay. Call this equation number 1. Call this equation number 2. ಈಗ two equations just compare ಮಾಡಿ from equations 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ E into 4 pi r square is equal to Q by epsilon naught. E is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. So electric intensity at a point due to isolated positive point charge in Barato. So electric intensity at a point outside the uniformly charged thin spherical shell. Adu kuda namage same barta ide. Andre meaning ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ complete charge on the sphere ಏನಿದೆ that is actually concentrate at its center. But this is very simple 5 mark derivation. ಇದು according to scheme of valuation. ಈ diagram ಗೆ 1 mark ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 1 mark ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 1 mark ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So ಈ simplification ಏನಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 3 mark ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So without diagram ಇಲ್ದಿರ ನೀವು derivation ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು okay ನಿಮಗೆ 1 mark ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Physically diagram ಅಲ್ಲಿ concepts apply ಮಾಡಿರೋದನ್ನ first ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Scheme of valuation ಅಲ್ಲಿ first ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇ diagram ಅಲ್ಲಿ concepts correct ಆಗಿ apply ಮಾಡಿದಾರಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. So concepts apply ಮಾಡ್ದಿರಾ suppose ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಇದನ್ನ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಡಿರೈವೇಶನ್ ಗೆ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಗೆ 3 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಡಿರೈವೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, fourth one, obtain an expression for electric field due to an infinitely long uniformly charged wire by using Gauss's law. This is very simple. Around derivation. First one, the uniformly charged wire. Okay. Now the electrons are removed from the wire, so wire gets positively charged. Wire ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು first positive charge mention ಮಾಡಿರಬೇಕು. Electrons remove ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ so ಅದಕ್ಕೆ positive charge ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So charge actually spreads over the entire length. So this is having linear charge density. Charge spreads over the entire length, that is called a linear charge distribution. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಈ wire surrounding electric field ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು imaginary Gaussian cylinder choose ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. This is imaginary Gaussian cylinder and the line charge distribution ಏನಿದೆ, so that is lies on the axis. Line charge distribution lies on the axis of imaginary Gaussian cylinder. So the imaginary ಅದಕ್ಕೆ dotted line is imaginary Gaussian cylinder. Imaginary Gaussian cylinder. The line charge distribution actually lies on the axis of imaginary Gaussian cylinder. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ Gaussian cylinder ಮೇಲೆ 3 points ನಾನು ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಇದು DS1, DS2, ಇದು DS3. Okay, DS1, DS2, DS3. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು normals draw ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Normal ಅಂದ್ರೆ imaginary perpendicular to the given surface directed outwards. ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ನೋಡಿ ವರ್ಟಿಕಲಿ ಅಪ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ DS1 vector. ಸೊ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ along the radius outwards ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು DS2 vector. ಸೊ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ವರ್ಟಿಕಲಿ ಡೌನ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು DS3 vector. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ DS1 vector, DS2 vector, DS3 complete surface area S1 irutte. Curved surface area S2. So the lower flat circular surface complete area is S3. Okay, right? So even now observation points hatra direction of electric intensity adella mark ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹತ್ರ ನಾವು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಡಬೇಕು. ನೋಡಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ Q0 is placed at DS1 and DS2 and DS3. So due to positive charge ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ರಿಪಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಪಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ along the radius outwards ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಪಲ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸೇಮ್ ನೋಡಿ along the direction of DS3 ನೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so V vector. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ again radially outwards along the radius outward ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, right? What is this? This is E vector. This is also E vector. This is E vector. Now let us consider the length of the imaginary Gaussian cylinder. The length of the imaginary Gaussian cylinder. Imaginary Gaussian cylinder length na choose ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ. L ಅಂತ choose ಮಾಡೋಣ. So what is the meaning of L? L is the length. L is the length of imaginary Gaussian cylinder. Okay, and then let us consider the radius. Radius of the imaginary Gaussian cylinder. Okay, this is the radius. Radius of imaginary Gaussian cylinder R and the choose. Okay. ಇಲ್ಲಿ E vector ನೋಡಿ along the radius outwards ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So this is also R. Also R. Right? So diagram ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿರೈವೇಶನ್ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ Q by L. This is linear charge density. Linear charge density. So the total charge enclosed by Gaussian cylinder. Total charge enclosed by Gaussian cylinder and lambda is equal to Q by L. So Q is equal to lambda into L. So call this equation number 1. So ಈಗ ನಾವು total electric flux calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Total electric flux through the Gaussian cylinder. Okay, so total electric flux actually ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 parts ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. On the electric flux through S1 small area choose ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಈ ತರ ಸಿಂಬಲ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. Integration of circle on integral means surface is closed. So this is integration of ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ E vector dot ds1 vector plus circle on integral E vector dot ds2 vector plus circle on integral E vector dot ds3 vector. Okay, you got dot and vector sign remove madana. Dot product of two vectors that is given by product of magnitude of two vectors and cosine of the angle in between them. The E ds1. What is the angle between E vector and ds1 vector? 90 degree. E ds1 cos 90 ಬರುತ್ತೆ plus integration of E ds2. Both are moving in the same direction and the E ds2 ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ cos 0 degree ಬರುತ್ತೆ plus cos 90 degree. Okay, next circle on integral E ds3 E ds3 cos 90 So the angle between E vector and DST vector is 90 degree. Two terms cancel aಗುತ್ತೆ. First term cancel aಗುತ್ತೆ. Third term cancel aಗುತ್ತೆ. Because cos 90 is 0. 0 into anything is 0. So the entire term goes to 0. Right? So phi E is equal to, so E another constant, take it as outside. E integration of ds2 baratte. Cos 0 is 1. Okay. So phi E is equal to E into integration of ds2 is s2. So phi E is equal to E total surface area of curved surface in Bharatandra, that is 2 pi r into L, the total surface area. Okay, so call this equation number 2. So ivaga now Gauss's law apply ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. According to Gauss's law, in Bharathe, total electric flux through any closed surface is equal to 1 over epsilon naught times total charge enclosed by the closed surface. Call this is equation number 3. Now equations 1 and 2. In equation 3, right? So phi placer in Bharathe, E into 2 pi r into L is equal to Q andre, that is lambda L divided by epsilon naught. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ L ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So finally we will get E is equal to lambda divided by 2 pi epsilon naught into R. So this is the expression for electric intensity at a point due to uniformly charged infinite long straight wire. E is equal to lambda divided by 2 pi epsilon naught into R. This to ಬರೆದರೆ ಸಾಕು, complete ನಿಮಗೆ 5 mark ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, this is fourth very important 5 mark derivation. The last one, obtain an expression for electric field due to uniformly charged infinite plane sheet by using Gauss's law. Just a diagram now correctly draw ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. First, let us consider 3 axes. Choose none first. Three axes. Choose ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ 2 observation points on the plane sheet. This is a plane sheet. X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis. Actually, sheet lies in YZ plane. Sheet YZ plane ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay. Now the electrons are removed from the sheet. Sheet gets positively charged. Electrons are removed ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ sheet with positive charge ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Actually, this end goes to infinity. This end goes to infinity. Now consider the 2 observation points. One is P and another one is P dash. Both are equidistant from the center. P and P dash are equidistant from the sheet. Equidistant from the sheet. This is origin. Origin in the P ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಆರಿಜಿನ್ ಇಂದ P dash ಗೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸರಿನಾ? ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನರಿ ನೋಡಿ Gaussian ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. Imaginary Gaussian cylinder. Now taking P and P dash, that is the axis. That is the axis of the imaginary Gaussian cylinder. P and P dash is the axis of the imaginary Gaussian cylinder. Okay, so ivaga nodi idu imaginary Gaussian cylinder. I can correct agi dotted line also. Actually Gaussian cylinder sheet alli pass agirutte. So cylinder having uniform cross sectional area, that is A. Cylinder having uniform cross sectional area, that is A. A is uniform cross sectional area. Okay, ivaga each surface mele now direction of electric intensity but the direction of normal draw ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, the complete area A ಅಂತ choose ಮಾಡೋಣ. ನೋಡಿ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹತ್ರ A vector, point P, A vector ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? What is the meaning of normal? That is imaginary perpendicular and it is directed outwards. ನೋಡಿ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹತ್ರ normal ಈಗ ಹಾಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, imaginary perpendicular directed outwards. Okay, this is A vector and this one is also A vector. So now e point hatra now unit positive test charge itre due to positively charged sheet ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ plus Q naught will experiences repulsive force directed away from the sheet. Same as it is e point hatra unit positive test charge itre due to positively charged sheet plus Q naught will experiences repulsive force directed away from the sheet. What is this? E vector. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ E vector, A vector same direction ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ surface ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಡ E vector, A vector same direction ಬರುತ್ತೆ. What is this? E vector. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು small portion choose ಮಾಡೋಣ curved surface ಮೇಲೆ. Okay, so ಅಲ್ಲಿ E vector ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ directed away from the sheet ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಟ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ರಿಪಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ds vector along the radius outward ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So this is ds vector. Okay, so ds vector, what is this? E vector. What is the angle in between E vector and ds vector? That is 90 degree. So diagram ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ P to O and P dash to O. P to O ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಇವನ್ P dash to O ಸೇಮ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. distance from O to P, distance from O to P dash is R. O to P is R, O to P dash is R. P and P dash are two observation points equidistant from the sheet. Diagram ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ let us consider sigma is equal to Q by A. So this is surface charge density. Surface charge density. So total charge enclosed by Gaussian cylinder is total charge enclosed by Gaussian cylinder and Q is equal to sigma into A. Solve this equation number 1. So, total electric flux. Total electric flux through Gaussian cylinder is. So actually, three parts are there. On the flux linked with the left flat circular surface, flux linked with the right flat circular surface, flux linked with curved surface. So phi is equal to phi L in the E vector dot A vector phi R. Phi R is E vector dot A vector. E vector dot A vector. Phi C is integration of E vector dot ds vector. So dot product of two vectors, that is given by product of magnitude of two vectors, and cosine of the angle between E vector and A vector is 0 because both are moving in the same direction. So we put a cos 0 right? That's integration of E ds cos 90 because the angle between E vector and S vector is 90. So this term goes to 0. This term goes to 0. Right? And finally, nodi namge phi is equal to EA plus EA. Cos 0 is 1, EA plus EA, 2 times EA. 2 times EA. All this is equation number 2. Now apply the Gauss's law. According to Gauss's law, the total electric flux through any closed surface is equal to 1 over epsilon naught times net charge enclosed by the closed surface. Call this equation number 3. Now equations 1 and 2 in equation 3. So then we will get 5 place in bracket 2 times EA is equal to Q andre, that is sigma A divided by epsilon naught. So A cancel agate, and finally we will get in bracket E is equal to sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. The expression for electric intensity at a point due to uniformly charged infinite plane sheet. Uniformly charged infinite plane sheet. This is lost important 5 mark derivation. Okay. First chapter early complete important 3 mark questions and 5 mark questions discuss ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದು according to scheme of valuation ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಕೊನೆಯವರೆಗೂ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಅದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಎವ್ರಿವನ್. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ.